DLS Wave, and we are
back again.
Back
Again.
All right. So yeah, we go back to our neighboring country, Nigeria. Now, this is like a relationship with your girlfriend, right? Or with your partner, or with your wife, or with your employer, or with your employee, or with your salespeople, like whatever it is, right? There's always going to be a relationship, and it's kind of weird. It's like if you know somebody has to do something, right, and they haven't done it in a long time, what do you do? I mean, ideally you bring it to their notice, right? It's just common sense. So we're gonna go to Nigeria and see why Nigeria is saying some people of a different country are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and it's been a long time. So the question is, why haven't the Nigerian government reached out and waited till this long period of time to make a big case out of it? DLS. All right. So Nigeria says there are a lot of embassies that culminate to about 32 to 34 embassies on their soil who are now paying rent to the government. They owe the government taxes, they owe the government rent that they're not settling. So the government is saying they're going to give them a grace period of a week. If you do not settle your bill, they're going to close your embassy. So, Master S, I just want to dig in straight up. Now, let's not forget our own country, Ghana, is on the list, right? There is Turkey, there is, I think there is Russia, there is Germany. Let me see how many more countries are on there. It's very interesting. So there's Zimbabwe, there's Ethiopia, there's Switzerland, there's Saudi Arabia, there is China, there's South Africa, there is India, there is Sudan, there is Niger, there is Kenya. So there's a whole lot of countries, 32 to 34. So the question is, they're saying, the Nigerian government is saying, all these countries on average having paid their rent for the past 14 years on average, right? All put together,
Jesus.
All of it for 14 years. It compounds. So for a period of 14 years, they haven't paid their rent for the land their embassies sit on. Mr. L, take it up.
Before L comes in, are you sure the monies were not paid to somebody? They just kind of come for it?
Yep, we'll come back to
that.
that.
14 years? That's a long time.
Pay that, don't pay that. Ade, collect your money.
Omo, Nigeria, omo.
Collect your money.
14 years.
14 years.
Like, yeah, government says it's starting to close 34 foreign embassies now, but over 11 years of unpaid ground rent. So ground rent meaning like, the amount of money you're supposed to pay back to the owner of the land, right? Which is literally the government, because embassy lands are not from private owners. So this is what the government is saying, and saying it's giving them a 1 week grace period, and if they do not pay, doors are closed. Adios.
I said.
So why should it take a government such a long time to notify these embassies that they're not, they default of their rent?
Great responsibility comes great power.
Yeah,
collect your money. Collect your money.
No. With great power comes great responsibility.
Collect your money. Collect your money. Pay that. 14 years.
All right,
we
Mr.
can't collect.
To be in a jubilant
no,
mood.
we can't collect.
What
is take it out? I'm coming to make my point. What is take it out? They are collecting their money. Right. You've been there for 14 years. The landlord died 14 years ago. Nobody took advantage. Nobody stood up, and now they've realized, okay, they have to go for their money. They have every right to go for it. If Ghana has not paid, please go collect your money. Collect them. We get gold. We get diamond.
Why Ghana, man?
I think Ghana did the list up.
Yeah, but
Any country.
Single out Ghana? Why are you singling out Ghana?
I'm Ghanaian and a proud one. We pay our bills. We always pay our bills.
Yeah, but you're supposed to be begging on the country's behalf. Like,
No.
We're going through a hard time.
Nigeria is not a charity of organization.
Okay.
They did it for 14 years. Nothing is coming.
Brothers, though.
No, they are. It doesn't take away your responsibility. You have to pay your bills. Pay your bills. Pay your bills, please. This one, I'm with President Tinubu. I support you.
Yeah, I mean,
collect your money.
He's also got a point.
Collect your money.
Yeah, Master L, what do you think? Why did it take such a long time for them to reach out to the embassies? That's the biggest question. Why so long?
Omo, Nigeria. Chai. When I think of this, I'm just like, well, the other question we can ask is why the urgency now? because all along you knew that they were not paying right. I don't know if they were sending reminders or whatever, but to be patient to the extent of allowing someone to forfeit a payment for 11 years at least, that's over a decade. So I don't know what to say. Were they waiting for the money to become a lot so they can gather it all at once?
Yeah, they're waiting for it.
It has to do with their currency. It has to do with their currency, you know.
Maybe, who knows?
Maybe they were waiting for the naira to gain value or something. But I don't know. I don't know what to say, because for an embassy which cannot be hidden is such a conspicuous organizational edifice or setup. All along you knew that they owed this money, right? And for 11 years, even if you're asking for it and they were not paying, this should have happened a long time ago. So I'm just baffled by how long it took for them to realize that, oh, these people are not paying, and so we should now go and get our money. What was it? What was the motive behind waiting for so long? Or was it just a kind gesture to the embassies that were in the country, irrespective of whichever country, whether it's an African country or it's a foreign-based embassy, if the foreign country's embassy? But all the same, I think that if it's true, then it's not right. I think that no matter what, you should pay your bills. And for embassies, right, they get support from their national governments, they get money from the services they provide. Rent is rent. Whether it's rent for the building or rent for the land you're using, you should pay it, right? So I think that if it's true, then they have the right to demand it. And I would advise all countries to pay, because think of it, you can't have a Nigerian embassy in another country, especially a country out of Africa, not paying rent. At most 3 months, they're going to kick you out, right? So
but this.
But the question is,
exactly. I know where you're going to come.
Yes, the question is, are we sure somebody was not taking, was not collecting that?
That's why in the beginning I said, Omo Nigeria.
Now that is gonna segue into the interesting part. Now listen to what the Russian embassy said. They said the embassy pays all its bills and rent. Now the embassy, where the embassy is located, blah blah blah, in good faith and on time. The embassy also has all the necessary documents confirming payment, just like Mr. L said. Now the Turkish officials also said, we have not received a formal notification about the debt. We regularly make all our payments on time, and we will check if we are on the list because of a bureaucratic mistake or a misunderstanding, and we will fix it as soon as possible. German embassy says, we understand that you are referring to reports suggesting that the German embassy in Abuja has outstanding rent obligations. We would like to clarify that no such claim or demand has been formally brought to our attention by the Federal Capital Territory Administration. The embassy added, moreover, we can affirm or confirm that all official financial obligations relating to the embassy's premises have been fully settled as of the end of 2024. There are no known outstanding payments.
No. Collect your money. Collect your money. I tell you, the moment this topic started, I started singing. That listen, me, I'm from Ghana, and we know. Quite recent.
You know the sickness, the disease, right?
It is a disease. It is a disease. We like to collect, but not account for.
Somebody's writing.
They would like to collect. Hey, mate, Charlie, start more about it.
Go. Mate, have you collected all them? Oh, yeah. Oh,
if you so.
The money no reach at the end of the day. We like to collect. We like to, and we are making fun of it. But to me, it's a shame. It's a shame. No, it's a shame for embassies from other countries, right, to be on your soil for 11 good years, right? And you claim they've not paid rent for 11 good years. What kind of landlord are you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really hard to kind of like put the blame on the embassies if it's actually.
Yeah, you cannot put the blames on the embassies. But for Ghana one, then for go collect them. I know, because I know we know you like pay bills. Anyway, but the thing here is that why the neglect? Why is it that we in Africa, like everywhere you go, there's a high level of neglect of state properties? I don't understand. I don't get it. Is it that somebody?
But that's the point. If you try to understand, you will not get it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Because all those lands, there are ministries, or there's a ministry that is in charge, right?
Look, at the end of the day, I even feel like I come to ask this question. It's still kind of related to what we're talking about, though. Why does an African country need an embassy in another African country? I can understand that as it stands, we don't have free movement of persons. Like, we don't have visa free across all African countries. Only about 5 or 7 are allowing free entry for everyone. So we still need consular offices to issue visas. But to say we have an embassy, I don't know. I don't know. To have an embassy to extent of using taxpayers' money to pay rent, right, to another African country, I just feel like it's an overkill. We don't need. I might be wrong. I don't think we need embassies. We need consular offices.
Yes.
But on an embassy, and to the extent that we're not paying rent, I'm not narrowing down to African countries, right? If it's true, then maybe some of the countries are just feeling like, we're neighbors, there's no point to be paying this rent and whatever. But whatever it is, you still have to pay because you're using the place, right? But just coming
all right, from the
yeah.
Quick. Now, from the Ghana's embassy camp, they said the High Commission has noted the publication but has not been officially communicated to. We will liaise with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on this matter. Now, there is one line in Ghana that we all do ask from time to time. Now, who Kosam? That's what we gotta ask. Now, who Kosam? Is it the Nigerian government or is it the embassies? So, now who Kosam? I think
I'll put it on the government because it's their responsibility. Yeah, it's their responsibility to collect rent, especially when you're giving.
But you don't think it's the embassy's also responsibility to pay your rent?
Yes, to some extent, but then I need to be sent a bill to pay.
Okay, you got a point.
You understand? So yes, you can put a bit, because they should also be a bit sincere and say, hey, this year or this month you've not come for your money. This is it, or I need a receipt for it, and blah blah blah. But
no, you mean in Africa? Nobody says that.
I'm talking about the embassies here. I'm talking about, you mentioned Germany and those other. Let's say the African countries, they feel like the way El said, they are okay. My neighbor, we have good relations. So
we are brothers now. We are brothers.
Yes, but for those other countries, you see how sharp this other countries, the European ones, and they are quick to say,
to rebut the whole stuff.
Hey, take us out of the list. Ghana, we are. But
that's what came to mind when you spoke about the Ghana embassy has reached out to see. Let's see how we can. I'm already guessing these people know that we've not been paying. So
yes,
let's find a way.
No, but
because they couldn't come out definitely to say that we have receipts like the other ones, right? Yeah. It means hey, Ghana.
Jollof. We take jollof. We make jollof party.
But we're gonna leave it to you guys. Yeah, anybody got anything to add? Because I feel like this is something that we're not really sure who is right, who is wrong. So we have to wait for the next phase of the whole thing. Anything to add, you guys?
I kind of realized the Nigerians are good in renting houses for 11 years before they come for their money. So, Omonaja, I'm coming. Free rent.
All right, guys. So, like as I mentioned, we said that both Ghana and Nigeria, we always ask this question: now who Kosam? If you don't get it, Google it. See you on the next episode.